Rayman is to blame for Just Dance existing and even potentially Ubisoft's initial downfall into the soulless depths of yearly releases that still plagues the company today. So without further ado, let's get into it. It's time for a quickie with Corkben. Yay. So as we all know by now, Rayman released on the PS1 back in 1995 and is one of the key players in bringing Ubisoft up to being one of the biggest gaming companies in the world. In fact, he's really entirely the reason that happened, actually. Following Rayman's enormous success was a 3D entry called Rayman 2, that, again, was huge. Rayman 1 was actually the best-selling PS1 game in the UK, and Rayman 2 continued to sell incredibly well after this. This led to an abundance of handheld games, phone games, educational games, spin-offs, and of course a sequel in the form of Rayman 3, again, selling very well. Rayman stayed in the limelight and a sequel was commissioned. Now I won't go into Rayman 4 in depth in this video, but all you need to know is that Rayman 4 turned into Rayman Raving Rabbids, and that's, unfortunately, what matters here. Rayman Raving Rabbids went through a lot of changes but ultimately launched as a Wii launch title and then received a couple of other ports on Xbox 360, PC and PS2. It can't be understated just what a pull Rayman had back then. Having him as a launch title, especially one so highly anticipated, must have been big for the Wii. Not that the Wii needed any help to be successful, of course. Either way, Raving Rabbids was a success and very quickly the Rayman brand pivoted to being Rabbids focused. Raving Rabbids launched in 2006 and obviously they wanted to pump out a sequel ASAP, which is where Raving Rabbids 2 comes in, and the downfall of Ubisoft begins to be visible. In 2007, only 1 year later, Rayman Raving Rabbids 2 would release on the Wii and DS, but mainly just the Wii for the true game of Rabbids 2. This time making much better use of the Wii's motion controls than the first game. You see, the first game was a Wii launch title to show off the hardware capabilities of the console, but other than basic pointing or shaking the Wiimote a little bit, there really wasn't anything particularly creative or exciting on display. But the second game, while being better in general, it made much better use of the motion controls too, and it became clear that the Rayman Raving Rabbids franchise would be a Wii franchise. But what's this got to do with Just Dance? Well, the following year in 2008, two things happened. One, the franchise became a yearly thing with Rayman Raving Rabbids TV Party, and it was obvious that Ubisoft would be milking this thing on the regular. And two, TV Party made damn good use of the Wii's hardware. One minigame in TV Party was sort of a dancing one. You see where I'm going with this, right? You have to copy the moves of the dancer on the screen and it tracks the motion of the Wiimote while you do it to gauge whether you were correct or just moving in any way, because it was never actually very accurate. Anyway, I imagine you can really see where I'm going with this one. Just Dance first released in 2009 has been yearly ever since then. Now, this isn't another Corkben theory video. Just Dance is a Rabbids spin-off, and that is a fact. Just Dance 1 was developed in 6 months as an expanded full game version of that one dancing minigame in Rabbids TV Party. They thought the gameplay mechanic was fun and it tested well in demonstrations, so they made it a thing, and it never stopped. I actually quite like Just Dance. I don't think yearly releases are needed, but I've never played it and not had fun, quite frankly. I don't actually know if this is a thing in every Just Dance, but in Just Dance 4 there was a Rabbids song. It's called Make the Party Don't Stop, and there's a rabbit in the background. I guess it's kind of a nod to the series' roots, but also because the Rabbids were very, very famous by this point. Anyway, as time went on, the Rabbids continued with their yearly releases, with Rabbids Go Home in 2009, Travel in Time in 2010, which also had a Just Dance section again, but this time looking indistinguishable from Just Dance itself. Alive and Kicking in 2011, Rabbids Land in 12, and then it sort of petered off as the Rabbids got some handheld games and tie-ins with the TV show before regaining respect with the Mario and Rabbids games. And to this day, Just Dance is still getting yearly releases. Anyway, the Rabbids and Just Dance are very much part of the reason Ubisoft went for yearly releases. I know everyone blames Assassin's Creed, but really the Rabbids and Just Dance were on that trajectory long before Assassin's Creed was. And it's just that AC is the epitome of what went wrong, not the beginning. And of course, if Ubisoft's creative downfall was Just Dance's fault, and Just Dance was the Rabbids' fault, and the Rabbids were Rayman's fault, then Ubisoft's rise and fall could both be attributed to Rayman, technically. No hate to Rayman, obviously. I just thought this was a funny little thing and wanted to make a video on it. Rayman could actually be the thing that saves Ubisoft in the next few years anyway, so who knows. Thanks for watching. This was a bit of a shorter one. I'm going to do a lot of these. I have so many video ideas that can't be shorts or TikToks, but I also can't stretch them out to full-sized videos without padding it and making it not worth it. So alongside my usual slightly longer ones, I want to do more bite-sized ones like this. I'd love any and all feedback, and of course, until the next video, stay raving, stay dancing, and stay awesome.